that red?
How you doing, Tom? Good vacation? The names are mixed up then, but
Oh, yeah, let me just switch. There you go.
There you go, Deb.
hey, Tom.
Where have you been?
So
Vacation.
no,
Summer?
just helping a buddy all weekend.
Let them know they needed to get out.
Doing hay.
Wait, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Doing hay.
Work.
Baling hay?
Doing hay.
A lot of work.
450 bales.
There's someone to do that. So,
Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean. I think you just switched your name tag.
Oh, Deb, we gotta switch. There we go, switch. Sorry, dear.
That's all right. I need that one extra step. This is yours.
sure numbers were having a...
Can you give me a minute?
I didn't get a... You got it? Is this extra?
I use this one.
Was that you, Mr. Potter? Good to see you.
Yeah, I was wondering too, because I didn't see their packet. I wasn't sure if Tracy was gonna be here or not.
No, it can be here from, I don't think so.
Eagle.
I don't see anybody hooking anything up.
Trustee.
I'm Barb. Hello.
Deb Campbell.
Hi, how you doing?
Deputy Drain Director, Dan Potter. He's
Hi,
going to
Dan.
be doing the presentation.
Okay.
Thank you. Pleasure.
There is.
You've got them all up front. You're good.
First, we're going to
Now they're
switch
right.
places.
Yeah, now they're right, I think. Give me a couple minutes.
Well, the names and faces would look a little odd for you guys. There's that.
She left me a message, said she doesn't think she's gonna be here. She didn't tell me anything. That's all the message was, because I called her about the parade. They called me about the parade, and I said, I don't know if it's on it or not, and it's not on the agenda.
Normally does.
Sure.
There's only 3 things on the agenda.
Yeah, I know. Give me a second, Joe. I got it.
You want to sit by Steve?
No, you're gonna see.
Yes.
You. Good. Got it.
You said your granddaughters went with you? That's very rare. She had raccoon eyes with red. Even by the time we left.
Just got both of us. No, that's why I'm going to question it. I don't know. See. Clock.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. If you'd please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So, Madam Clerk usually takes the roll. Trustee Klee, can you take roll call for us, please?
I can. Second here while I let this open. Barbara.
Present.
Carol.
Present.
Lisa.
Present.
Karen.
Here.
Kathy, absent. TK, yes. And Deb.
Present.
Great.
We have 6 out of 7.
Do we have any agenda?
Not to my knowledge.
Alrighty. Do we have any corrections of the minutes from August 2nd?
There's one on B, the Industrial Development District. It has 2 of us, 2 names for the mover. I don't know if we can do that.
So we'll have to fix the minutes to identify the person who seconded the motion.
Hold on a second. I'll go back to it real quick.
It's the mover, not who's seconded.
You
The
said the
mover.
mover.
There's 2
wasn't
movers, but we need a motion and a second. So we've
correct.
got,
Seconds, too.
Correct. I'm sorry.
so we'll
Yes.
fix that. The one who
Yep.
made the motion, one who made the second.
Yes.
Okay. Any other corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from the August 2nd meeting with the corrections for the motion and the seconder on the Industrial Development District, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The minutes stand approved. We'll move on to our presentation this evening. With us this evening, we have Deputy Drain Commission Director? Yeah. Dan Potter, and he's going to give us a presentation on the status of, you presented it, I'll let you speak, but you're going to be, you did an audit
On some,
on our...
well, we did some master planning and for the entire county. So we're going to talk about that for a while. Do you want to put the slides up or no?
Madam Clerk's not here.
Oh, all right.
She's the one who usually operates the
Gotcha.
presentation, the PowerPoint presentation, so I apologize it's not up.
No problem. I'll start with the easy one then. We're going to talk about the water master plan first. The water system currently has 15 communities and supplies about 10.5 MGD annual daily average to the entire county. Our water is supplied by the brand-new water treatment plant that we have on the corner, on the boundary of Lapeer County and Genesee County, that's doing very well. The master plan identified $119 million in capital improvements over the next 20 years. The ones of immediate concern are the building of a Center Road elevated storage tank, which will be a 1 million gallon tank for about $5 million. That has currently been bid and is going to be started construction in August. That'll provide the last piece of infrastructure so that we have elevated storage, fire protection, emergency for all the entire county. That's the big project. Then we're going to do 3 small projects to help move water through existing elevated storage tanks that we have throughout the county, and those 3 projects are about $1 million altogether. Then we have some fire flow improvements that we're doing around the city of Clio and Vienna Township, some looping for those areas at a cost of about $3 million. And then we have some long-range water replacement plans for a number of areas in the community where we have mains that are older than 40 or 50 years old, and those are reaching their useful life, and we'll be replacing those water mains. Then we have some redundant water supplies that we'll be looking at. One in the Montrose area for the city of Montrose and Montrose Township, and we just finished construction of that. And the other one in Swartz Creek around Gaines to help provide redundant water service there. That is a relatively quick overview. Is there any questions about the water system master plan?
Is this a 5-year plan?
This is a 20-year plan.
20-year, you said
These
that.
are the first 5-year, the initial short-term improvements that we're going to make. Then we have to plan for the other long-term improvements.
So your water main goals for replacement in Flint Township would be Linden Road, Lennon to Calkins,
Yes.
Bristol Road, Linden to Van Slyke, and Bristol Road, Van Slyke to Fenton Road, that's a little further out. And then there's one Van Slyke Road, Bristol Road North to the dead end, and I think that Beecher Road, I-75 to Linden Road. So there's a lot of work that's going to be going on in Flint Township.
In the next 20 years. Those aren't on the 5-year plan, but those are in the next 20 years. So probably in the 10, 12-year range, I'm guessing, based on what we're seeing right now.
So in developing your master plan, as I mentioned, I know you guys did an audit with Rowe Engineering and Wade Trim,
Rowe Engineering did the water system master plan. Wade Trim did the sewer master plan, yes.
and you've sent us over maps identifying all the water lines and the sewer lines in Flint Township?
Yes, and they're color-coded by decade, so you can get a rough idea of the age of those water mains.
And then also recommendations on our 4 pump stations?
In the sewer side, yes. That's in your biannual report. That won't be in this master planning report, because we're trying to look in the master plans, we're looking at the big picture, but in your every biannual report, you'll be getting those recommendations for pump stations and sewer lines and those kind of things.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Potter? Apparently not.
I have one that popped, it just popped up. You've got here Lennon Road, Dye Road to Keith, and then it stops there. Wouldn't it go all the way to Miller Road again, or not? Could you go from Elms Road to Dye Road, then Dye Road to Keith? Does Keith to Miller go all the way? Is there water there? Just asking.
That's a good question, and I don't know the answer to that, but we can find out.
Okay. I just happened to, I'm reading that there, and I'm like, huh, kind of stops right there. It doesn't. All righty. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Well, that was brief.
Real quick over the sewer master plan?
Yeah.
Okay. The Anthony Ragnone treatment plant is in Montrose, Michigan, and it serves all of Genesee County except for Linden, Fenton area that's served by what we call our District 3 treatment plant that's down in Linden. So this treats all of the sewage from the entire county that's sewered. Its average day is about 29 million gallons per day. It serves 23 communities. We have peaks of about 100 to 120 MGD there in wet weather events. And as an aside, with these wet weather events that we've had the last month, we've had 0 basements flooded and 0 spills, and we've treated 100, 120 MGD through that treatment facility. So, knock on wood, it's been a very good plan so far for what's been going on. The entire master plan for the sewer, all the improvements for the next 20 years total some $143 million. And a lot of these are driven by EGLE, which is the old DEQ, by requirements that we see coming from them in the near future. So this is our estimate of what we think is going to happen based on things changing depending on what the regulatory situation is. So the first page lists all of those developments that we're going to have to address. We're not going to go through all those, but I would like to go briefly through a couple of them that we think are important. The third page is the MPDS permit. And basically, that's our permit and how we have to treat the sewage, and these are the limits that it can go to the Flint River when we're treating that sewage. The biggest problem that we're seeing coming down the road is handling the byproducts of the treatment process, which we call sludge. That sludge is going to become more difficult to dispose of. Currently, we have about 4,000 acres of farmland that we apply that sludge for crops, and the farmers love it. We do it, there's no cost to the farmer. It improves the soil, improves their growing process. With PFAS coming down the road and there's no PFAS in the water that we sell, zero. But when we get the sewage, the treatment plant, there's PFAS in it. So that's coming from the homes and businesses in the community. And so when that gets to the treatment plant, we have to handle it. So this PFAS thing is just in its infancy, but we're looking at them making difficult decisions about how to handle PFAS in sludge. And we think that they're probably going to severely limit or stop the land application program, which is going to put us in a situation of having to do a couple of things. One could be landfilling it. We can dewater it more and try to condense it more. So that's what our focus is right now, is looking at ways that we can reduce the amount of these solids that we have by taking more water out of it. Currently, when we apply it to land, it's about 6% solids. With the improvements that we're looking at, we get it to 26 or 27% solids, so we have a lot less material to dispose of. So the first page of additional dewatering facilities, that's about $8 million, and that's currently going to go out for bids in the next month and a half. And that'll add the filter presses to reduce some of the solids. The next page, the addition of anaerobic digestion, is about $26 million. And this is a process where you put the sludge into a large holding container, you heat it, and thermophilically, there's bacteria that eat the sewage and reduce it to a bigger or less solids. And then we put that to the thickeners. And that creates methane gas, which we can also sell after further treatment. So it's kind of a twofold process. We're reducing the amount of solids and creating an energy product that we can potentially sell. The addition of primary sludge fermenters is a process where we take the primary sludge, which is the first sludge in process, and then run that through a process that makes it more usable in the anaerobic digestion process. So this is going to help the anaerobic digesters act more efficiently. And that's about $13 million. The next one is one that doesn't have to do with sludge or solids handling. It's SCADA improvements. And the SCADA system is basically supervisory control and acquisition of data system. The existing one at the Anthony Road Regno treatment plant was put in 1976, and I was there when they did it. So you can tell how old that is. So we're in the process of upgrading that, and that's about a $4 million project to upgrade that SCADA system. We've got some improvements to effluent metering, and effluent is the product that goes, the final water that goes out to the river. And we've got some additional metering that we're going to do so we can take a look at closer at how much water we're actually putting into the river out of different types of streams. Backup generator facilities. We don't have a backup generator at the treatment plant currently. We have 2 sources of power, and typically you'd like to have either 2 sources of power or a generator. Given the concerns that we've got about the power grid and solar energy and those kind of things coming forward, we're looking at adding a power generator there so we have another backup for our 2 backups that we already have. Improvements to grit removal facilities at the primary station at Brent Run, which pumps all the sewage up to ARTP. We have some grit removal that's currently there. Given the growth that we see in the system, we're just going to be adding additional grit facilities in order to keep up with that growth. And then the addition of sludge conditioning facilities. This is a proprietary process that we're looking at called LISTEC, and it basically enhances the way that we can digest and concentrate those solids that we've talked about and make that process more efficient. And that's about $9 million. So that's the major projects that we have on our site for the next 5 years.
Are there any questions for Mr. Potter? Are the, can I ask a couple questions about
Absolutely, anything
the
you'd like.
centrifuges? Are they going to be located at the treatment plant?
Yes.
And the dewatering facility, is that a new?
All of these are at the
Okay.
treatment plant.
They're right there, okay.
Yep, everything that's in this presentation is at the treatment plant. We have another master plan for the collection system, but we've got some things going on with the DEQ and flow monitoring that we haven't completed. That's not going to be done until '23, and then we have to have a plan for '28. So we're holding that onto that collection system master plan for now until we finalize those things with the DEQ. So I've just brought you today the improvements for the treatment plant.
Alrighty, any questions? This way, no questions? Well, thank you for bringing us up to date on your master plan. And
Thank you for the time.
Pardon me?
I said thank you for your time.
Yeah, and I'll get the biannual report out to the board.
Okay.
Our engineer, Mike Pfeiffer's here to help
Mike.
us
Hey, Mike.
as we move forward to make decisions on our own system here in Flint Township. So the more informed the board is, the better the decisions that we'll make. So thank you for being here.
We're available anytime you'd like us to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now, we'll move on to public comment. If you'd like to address the board, I'd ask that you come to the podium, state your name, you don't need to state your address, and you'll have 4 minutes to address the board.
I read that little article there. It said that I'm supposed to be acknowledged by the chairperson. I don't know. Did you read it at the bottom of the thing there? I don't know if I got to be acknowledged or not before I start speaking. My name is Gerald Roberts, 4487 Lindywood Drive, Swartz Creek, Michigan. I don't know if everybody knows just exactly who I am. I've lived in this township since 1971, close to 50 years. Been a taxpayer over those particular period of time. I'm a veteran. I'm a born-again Christian. And I'm conservative. I believe in God and country. But over these past periods that I've seen our country go from greatness to where we are today. I happened to be in National Guard in 1967, and I was called down to the Detroit riots. At that point in time, we were federalized, and Detroit riots were taken care of. I can relate directly to what's going in Seattle, Portland, Minneapolis, Chicago. I've seen where the Democratic Party has changed. It used to be a party for the workers. Seems that now it has changed, in other words, with regard to their value system. Planned Parenthood, I don't agree with that. I believe in the right to life. I believe in religion. I see we're taking God out of some of their particular statements when they have their conventions. I see where during this particular COVID deal, trying to restrain people from going to church. I don't like that. I've also seen where this country is going when the Democratic Party has been taken over by socialism, communism. I'm a veteran. I don't believe in communism. I believe in democracy. And when I believe in democracy, I don't believe in what's going on right now. Open borders. I happened to be up here at Sam's today. So I was coming out. I see a homeless family there. Had a little mom, a little boy, a little girl, and a dad saying, please, we need money. God bless you. Came out begging to the car. I asked him, I said, where are you from? He said, I don't speak English. I says, are you from the border? Are you an illegal alien? How'd you get here? I suppose he got through here through a nonprofit organization, either like through the Methodist Church or Catholic societies. But it broke my heart to see that. And there's a million of those people that are devastated through the whole nation now. They're coming in. In other words, they're not. We went through a big fight through COVID, restricted and everything like that. My granddaughter now is working in the hospital as a nurse over in Grand Rapids. She's having to work double shifts because of COVID. What do you think that COVID? We had it kind of licked, didn't we? We did have it licked. Until open borders. Nobody's checking for COVID for these people coming in. They're distributing them through the whole country. So now we're starting to look at lockdowns. We're seeing an epidemic rising because of what? Poor leadership. Not conservatism, not checking our borders, but open borders. Not checking people, in other words, to see if they have the virus.
Mr. Roberts, your time is up.
That was quick, wasn't it? I guess after 50 years, I guess things go quick, don't they?
Thank you.
I hope maybe my message rang true to somebody in here. Frank speech. Watch it. You can see the truth.
Is there anyone else who'd like to address the board? One more time. Anyone else like to address the board? Then we'll move on. We'll move on to reports. I don't have a report this evening, and Madam Clerk is not here. Madam Treasurer, do you have a report?
I do not have a report.
Are there any trustee reports this evening?
I have nothing, no.
One,
Go ahead.
our Board of Appeals meeting was postponed, and it will be rescheduled. It has been rescheduled to the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. The client was caught in traffic and was not able to get up here, so Tracy's rescheduled that. It's
Thank
the
you.
25th, yes.
25. No other reports. Chief, we'll move on to you.
Yes, ma'am, I do. Since our last board meeting, your police department has responded to over 1,400 calls, which is about 105 per day average, which is 3 up from the last 2 weeks. Conducted over 120 traffic stops, 68 business checks, and 24 residence checks. Also, last week we had a shooting at Beecher and Linden, where the victim was stopped at the intersection and a car drove up to him and fired 15 times at the car. He was struck once with a round that struck his face, and he did not provide a description of the suspect, but if anyone has any type of information, please contact Detective Beckwith at our police department. Also, we had our National Night Out within the last 2 weeks, and it was a great turnout. I think we had a lot of people there, a lot of smiling kids that were there, which is good. I think the one highlight of the night was towards the end of the night, we had a young girl win a helmet, and she's so happy to win a helmet that there was a gentleman there that gave $100 to the police department so we could buy her a bicycle. Just walked away, didn't want no recognition, nothing, just gave $100 in cash. So that's pretty cool. And for the fire department, since Assistant Chief Rowley's here, I'll let him talk about the fire department.
The fire department's responded to 57 alarms since the last meeting, including 2 structure fires, 3 vehicle fires, and 1 vehicle entrapment. Saturday, August 9th, we had our physical agility test for 4 potential on-call candidates. All 4 passed, and we are 1 step closer to getting them into the fire academy this fall.
Great.
That's all I've got.
Thank you. Let's see. I don't think we have any committee reports. John, do you have a report for us this evening? No? Move on to, that was quick on our reports. After you guys gave your report, I just want to recognize that we have some police officers in our audience this evening. We don't usually, but I see our hardworking men, and I know that our police department is a tight-knit group. And I'll take this time right now to thank you for being here. We don't usually see you. You're usually busy, working very hard. I might embarrass my son now. My son is working for Waterford Township Police Department. Today's his first day solo. He's out of field training. I know what you guys face day in and day out. well, I don't know. I pray for my son because I can only imagine what you guys face day in and day out. And I want you to know this board supports you more than 100%. And we're glad that you're here. You don't usually take the time on your time off to come in and sit at a board meeting, but thank you for being here. Thank you for your work. The National Night Out was a great night of community interaction. It went really well, thanks to you guys, and thanks for what you do every single day. Thanks, Chief. Thanks, Assistant Chief. We'll move on to number 9, payment of bills.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we pay bills in the amount of $1,580.91.
Is there a second to the motion?
Support.
Any questions for Madam Treasurer? Hearing none, roll call.
I'm writing as fast as I can.
We have a motion and support, so we're going
Sharp
to
supported.
take the vote on paying the bills.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Vert?
Yes.
Ms. Pfaff-Dahl?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Klee, yes. And Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
So if there's any correspondence or informational items, they're in your board packet. We'll move on to action items, new business. Action item A is the public hearing for the Justice Assistant Grant. I don't have that up here.
I've got it. You want me to read the information?
Sure.
Okay. All right. The Justice JAG grant is presented this evening by Chief Kevin Salter, apologize, asking the Charter Township of the Board to let Lieutenant Baldwin as the local point contact for the United States Department of Justice Assistance Grant, the JAG grant. I am requesting that you formally recognize him as the authorized signatory for granted related documents. Township Supervisor Karen Miller remains, however, the authorized signatory for the completed grant application and the interlocal agreement. Respectfully submitted, Kevin R. Salter, Chief of Police. I would move, if I may, that we...
We're first going to do the public hearing.
Sorry, you're
So
right.
we'll open the public hearing. It is 6:27
Yep.
PM. If anyone would like to speak to the board or anybody and make a comment on the Justice Assistant Grant, the Byrne Justice Assistant Grant, you can come to the podium, state your name and address, and speak your mind. Anybody want to speak during the public hearing? Nobody wants to speak, so we're going to close the public hearing at the same moment that we opened it, at 6:27.
Yes, ma'am.
So the next thing we're going to do is approve the interlocal agreement. You want to make the motion?
Clee would ask that we approve the interlocal agreement between the City of Burton, City of Flint, Township of Flint Township, the Township of Mount Morris, and the County of Genesee for the 2021 Byrne Justice Assistant Grant Program Award. That would be referred to as the JAG Grant. Entered into this 9th day of August 2021.
Can you add this authorized signatures in this one
Yes.
too, please?
And the authorized signatories would be Lieutenant Baldwin as well as Supervisor Karen Miller. Also, for the other communities, we would have Mayor Dwayne Haskins of the City of Burton, the Mayor Sheldon Neely of the City of Flint, Chairperson Mark Young from the Genesee County Board of Commissioners, as well as Supervisor Jolena Sims from the Charter Township of Mount Morris.
I think for the vote, it needs to be 2 separate votes, too. It needs to be the vote first for the signatory, then the second vote for the interlocal.
So we have a motion for the interlocal agreement. Can we have a second?
Campbell, second.
Any questions or discussion?
Thank you, Chief, for
Mr. Trustee,
Fixing that.
roll call, please.
Ms. Anderson,
Yes.
Ms. Carol Pfaff-Dahl,
Yes.
Ms. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Klee, yes. Ms. Campbell,
Yes.
Ms. Vert.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Now we'll have a motion to authorize the signatures.
Clee would move that we authorize the signatures as the second part of that for the JAG grants, which would be then Lieutenant Baldwin and Supervisor Miller.
Is there a second to the motion?
Campbell, second.
Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please. Trustee Klee? I know there's a lot to read.
You're all right. Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Klee, yes. Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Vert?
Yes.
Ms. Pfefferdahl?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
We're all set there. Action item B is the hiring of a new patrol officer. Would you like to speak on that, Chief Salter?
Yes, ma'am, I can, thank you. In your packet, you have a request for the board to hire Matthew Lashbrook as an entry-level patrol officer. Mr. Lashbrook graduated from Milford High School in 2012, and he also served in the United States Army from 2015 to 2018. He's currently in the National Guard. He successfully completed his background, physical examination, and a psychological examination. I'm recommending Mr. Lashbrook start at the Lerda Police Academy in Mott on September 7th of this year. The board's approval.
So with your recommendation, a motion is in order to move forward.
Klee would move,
Go ahead.
sorry, Klee would move that we accept Chief Salter's recommendation to hire Matthew Lashbrook with a starting date of September 7, 2021, when he will enter the Police Academy at Mott Community College.
Is there a second to the motion?
Support.
From Trustee Pfefferdahl?
I have a question.
Yes?
If I, is, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is he here this evening?
No, sir, he's not.
Okay. I didn't know who the young man in the very back with the young lady was. I thought that might be him. Sorry.
Appleby?
Okay, no, he's not. I didn't see him walking.
That's
No.
the very young man way in the back. I hadn't put a face with it. All right, we have a,
Every day.
we have a motion and a second.
Is there any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Getting there. Madam Supervisor?
Yes.
Klee, yes. Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Vert?
Yes.
Ms. Carol Pfefferdahl?
Yes.
Ms. Lisa Anderson?
Yes.
Carries 6-0.
Thank you, board.
Yeah, all set. So we move on to action item C. Would you like to speak on that, Assistant Chief Raleigh?
I'll do that for him. I don't think he's ready for this. So I got the sheet in front of me, so I'll speak on it.
Sure.
Okay. In your board is a request to hire on-call firefighter Daniel Sturgis. He currently has 13 years of on-call fire service. He moved to this township, and he has a lot of training, either EMT or an on-call firefighter.
Great.
So I'm recommending the board hire him starting tomorrow, where he can start his training.
Based on Chief Salter's recommendation, can we have a motion, please?
Klee would move, based on Chief Salter's recommendation, that we approve Daniel Sturgis to start as a Flint Township on-call firefighter beginning tomorrow, August 17, excuse me.
Anderson supports.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Any questions? Roll call, please. Trustee Klee?
Where I'm at. Trustee Klee, yes. Trustee Campbell?
Yes.
Trustee Vert?
Yes.
Trustee Pfefferdahl?
Yes.
Treasurer Anderson?
Yes.
Supervisor Miller?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you, board. That'll be number 15? Yes. Correct. So we're slowly rising up the ranks of our on-call firefighters.
And you just mentioned that there's a few more in line to,
Yes, ma'am, there are three that pass the physical agility and will hopefully start the academy this fall.
great. Alrighty. So moving on to number 11, announcements. Our next meeting is Monday, September 13th at 6 PM. And if there's no further business,
I have one if
Oh,
I
go
may.
right
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I received a text shortly ago from the she's a counselor at CA, and she said, "Hi, Tom, I just wanted to let you know we submitted our parade information so it could get on the agenda when necessary for the closing of Van Slyke." So they submitted that apparently either today or Thursday, but she wanted to let me know that we did that to let the board know that it was coming before us. So the parade is, homecoming is the October 16th, or 15th. The parade is the 15th as well of October, so it's over
we have time to put that on our next agenda.
yes, but she wanted to let me know it was submitted today to tell the board. Yes.
Great. Thank you. And so if there's no other business, and without objection, we'll call this meeting adjourned. Thank you.
At
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey. She's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.